Storytime with Stone. My Aunt the Witch, Part 2. She was just standing at the entrance to her bedroom door staring at us. This isn't right at all, I thought. I just saw her go into the kitchen. She would have to pass right by me to go back to her room. I mean, sure, it was dark, but I'd been awake long enough that my eyes had adjusted and I knew that I'd have seen her walk by, wouldn't I? I stared back at her. Her head fell down so that she was looking at her feet and I could hear her chanting to herself. This was getting too weird for me. I was still afraid to move, but somehow I forced myself to shake Tim awake. Is this just something she does? I whispered sarcastically. He watched her for a few minutes and sat up. He reached over and turned the lamp on and called her name. She didn't move. Her head was still down and her long dark hair had fallen over her already obscured face. He called her name a few more times and she just turned and walked back into her room. I watched her the entire time. I saw her lay down on her bed and I saw and heard the bedroom door when it slammed on its own. I was beyond terrified and I told Tim to get our stuff because we're going to the hotel. We can't just leave right now, he said. Well, why not? I asked as I pulled shorts on over my burnt legs. Well, if we're not here in the morning, she'll wonder where we went. I looked at him like he had 3 fucking heads. Are you fucking kidding me? I half whispered, half shouted that is the least of my worries right now. In the end, he talked me into staying the rest of the night, and I don't know why I did, but I did. I didn't sleep at all for the rest of the night. I just turned the television back on and off and on. Watched it while waiting for the resident creeper to make another fucking appearance. She never did, thankfully. I was thankful when the sun started to light the sky. I got up and poked around in the kitchen. Found coffee making supplies. I'd already drunk an entire pot when I saw Vicky's door open and she came out dressed for the beach. Morning, she said. You're up pretty early. I didn't quite know what to say. She was acting like last night never happened. Do you want some coffee? I stuttered at her. That sounds great. I was thinking we could have some breakfast at a little diner. I'll go to all the time and then maybe do some shopping, sightseeing, and then hit the beach in the afternoon. How does that sound? I just couldn't believe this. Either she had no memory of last night or she was waiting for me to bring it up. So I did. So, what was last night about? What about last night? She asked with a smile as she poured her coffee. Last night. The staring and the standing in the doorway and the... I trailed off. I realised she had no clue what I was talking about. Did Tim do something weird in his sleep last night? She asked laughingly. Never mind, I said. I must have been dreaming. Don't worry. I knew very well I hadn't been dreaming. Tim finally got up and came into the kitchen and we had a coffee together and told him about the plan for the day. Never once did he mention the previous night to her. That afternoon at the beach, I told Tim that I was going to a hotel. If he wanted to come, he was more than welcome to, but I wasn't spending one more night in that house. Look, there's a lot you don't know. This just happens in our family. She isn't the only one. It's my parents and my brother David too. He said all of this like he was reading a grocery list. Like it just wasn't a big deal at all. I was stunned. What is it exactly? It's just better if I keep quiet about it. If I tell you, they'll know and they won't like it. They who? I asked, completely disturbed now. Just let it go, he said. So I did. I let it go. I spent the rest of my vacation sleeping at a hotel and trying not to think about who they were. We spent time with Tim's aunt, but when it was time for bed, we came back to our hotel. That was the first time and last time I ever spent the night with any of his family. He still won't tell me anything else about it other than they can take control of a person any time after dark, and they don't like to be talked about. Tim just went into the bathroom to get ready for bed and then came out of the kitchen, which is on the other side of the house. He won't talk to me, he just keeps staring